What's good, guys? It's been reported that the Phoenix Suns are having conversations with Chris Paul about his future with the Phoenix Suns. Shams has reported that they're exploring multiple options, including a trade, stretching his contract, or waiving him outright. Chris Haynes reported that he's hearing that Chris Paul is going to get waived, but due to conflicting reports, nothing is set in stone at the moment. So I'm just going to go over all the possibilities of how this could go down. So first off, why is this happening? Chris Paul is 38, he's past his prime, and no longer worth the $120 million contract that he signed in 2021. The Suns also fired Monty Williams in the offseason and are now under Frank Vogel, who I'm guessing would prefer to move on from Chris Paul. Chris Paul's contract is only partially guaranteed this upcoming season, but I still don't think that teams would want to take on his contract even if it's partially guaranteed, so I think that him being waived is the most likely outcome. If he were to get traded, you'd probably be looking at a package of him and Aiden and some picks for someone like Kyrie or Dame, but I feel like that's unlikely. The most likely outcome of all this is that he gets waived and signs with a contender. Let's go over some of the options. So first off, out west, we have the most obvious team that makes the most sense for Chris Paul, the Lakers. We all know about CP3's relationship with LeBron, and we know that he's looking for a veteran point guard to help take the load off of him. D'Lo had some clear struggles in the playoffs, and whether or not the Lakers sign him, Chris Paul gives them another ball handler for the playoffs. In this scenario of a CP3 buyout, the Lakers can sign him on a vet min or an MLE and have the flexibility to re-sign Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, and could even re-sign D'Lo if they wanted to. One of the most important things to the Lakers is to have depth on their team with an aging LeBron, and CP3 on a vet min gives them the flexibility to do so. Next up out west, we have his former team, the Clippers. Now, me personally, I feel like the Clippers point guard is Westbrook moving forward, but in case they don't re-sign Westbrook, Chris Paul would be a nice fit next to Kawhi and PG, and maybe even if they keep Westbrook, he could come off the bench and be the backup point guard. But I feel like the more likely outcome is that they re-sign Westbrook and look to add other pieces other than Chris Paul. A possibility that not a lot of people are talking about could be Memphis. I mean, Memphis is not going to have Ja Morant for some of the season because he's suspended. They might not be able to keep Tyus Jones in the offseason. I feel like Chris Paul would be a nice backup point guard or starting point guard while Ja Morant is suspended. But not a lot of people want to live in Memphis, so who knows if Chris Paul will want to go there. Out east, I feel like there's a couple teams Chris Paul could go to. The Boston Celtics is an obvious one. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum need a point guard. Chris Paul would probably come off the bench in this situation. He'd probably come off the bench behind Marcus Smart, and he'd probably share minutes with Malcolm Brogdon. Another team you could go to is the Milwaukee Bucks. I honestly think that he would start in this situation and you would move Drew Holiday to the 2 guard. There will definitely be more playtime opportunity for him compared to the Celtics, so I feel like the Milwaukee Bucks is the second most likely option behind the Lakers. Another option is the Miami Heat. I know that Miami is in the finals right now, but they're still an 8 seed, you know. They could always use some more help. Miami is also a great place to live, and Miami is a great organization with a great GM. I'm not sure what Chris Paul's fit would be since they already have Kyle Lowry, but I'm sure that they'd rather have CP over Kyle Lowry right now, so I think Philly could be an option. James Harden's future in Philly is uncertain right now. If James Harden does happen to leave Philly, I think Daryl Morey would probably take a look at Chris Paul, although he's definitely a downgrade from James Harden at the point guard position, so he wouldn't just be a replacement for James Harden. But yeah, maybe this all just blows over and Chris Paul will be a Sun at the start of next season. What team do you guys think he'll go to? What team do you guys think he should go to? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thank you for watching. Peace.